that deal. You pick up that phone call.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's young. But you know, the season is very long. There's always time to see. Because time is
but time is ticking. But time is ticking. So coming up, we count you right up to the trade deadline, and we'll revisit the blockbuster trade between the Sixers and the Nets. Don't go anywhere.
Well, Credit Karma can show us how to improve our credit scores for free. We can get a bigger place for us and the kids. Forget Mr. Biggs. Credit Karma. Download the app today.
The Popeye's Big Box is back. And it is big. Our juicy signature chicken and crispy tenders, 2 regular sides, and a buttermilk biscuit for just $6. We're going to need a bigger box.
Going photos over 24/7 claim service.
24/7? That's a lot of attention.
It's not actually with 24/7. They're just away. Whatever you need.
Okay, because I'm an introvert.
It's incredibly rare. I don't think that's right.
Geico. The Batman House only for Little Caesars might make you feel like Batman. But could you really be the Batman? Never mind. But ordering the Batman House only will make you feel like a superhero. The Batman is possible.
It's a pizza.
I bet that's when you still looking at that thing. You don't have to do nothing. You don't have to log in or anything. The info is just like on your the info was on the screen.
Keep your skin clear with SkyRisen. Most who achieve 90% clear skin at 4 months had lasting clearance in 1 year. In another study, most people had 90% clear skin at 3 years. And SkyRisen gets 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses. SkyRisen may increase your risk of infections, lower your immunity to fight them. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have infection or symptoms, such as fevers, sweats, chills, muscle coughs, or if you claim to or recently had injuries. Talk to your dermatologist about SkyRisen. Learn how AbbVie can help you save.
Eli, who's your pick for rookie of the year? I gotta go with Jay-Win Lee, Disney Plus. This phenom's always had the intelligence, the attitude, but recently, he's really unleashed the beast. That speed, that athleticism, wow.
Did that girl just turn into a big red panda, bro?
I bet she did, baby. Look at that arm strength. It reminds me of me. Check her out in Turning Red on Disney Plus this month.
Let's go, Toast. Bring it. Let's go.
When life has you playing hurry up,
Let's go.
Hertz keeps you ahead of the game. Introducing our all-new electric vehicles.
Let's go.
Let's go!
Getting the incredible iPhone 13 without T-Mobile makes as much sense as playing hide and seek. The desert.
Really, guys?
T-Mobile has 4 5G bars in 4 places this instant. And now, switch and get iPhone 13 on the bus. Every place. You're not going to stay at home. Don't look anywhere to unlock the full power of iPhone 13 on the bus. T-Mobile.
Today on EA Sports, it's week 5 of the NFL on EA Sports. It's the Baltimore Ravens taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. The two teams emerging from their respective tunnels a minute ago to the approval of this Baltimore crowd. They're all set as their Ravens will match up with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you look at this Raven team as they get ready here. They come in feeling good after back-to-back victories.
And the offense last week, they had things humming. If you're a defensive player, you may get overshadowed a little bit, but you're really buoyed by what your offense is doing.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Steelers, it's been all systems go in this first month. They're off to a 4-0 start.
And it's got folks believing that this is a team that's built to go all the way. You can't win the Super Bowl in September, but they're telling everyone that they're going to be there in the end.
Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports. No run back here on the opening kickoff as we'll start at the 25. So out come the Steelers now for their first drive. And a glance here at their quarterback standing 6'3".
That was a solid performance last week, wasn't it? 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, ran the team well. Won the ball game. Bottom line, may not have been earth-shattering, but it didn't need to be.
Throwing on first down. Bradley. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. So mark up.
We do have another trade from Adrian Wojnarowski that came in right before the deadline ended. Houston is trading Daniel Tice to the Celtics. Boston is sending guard Dennis Schroeder to the Rockets. What do you think?
I love it. I love it. The Celtic fan base, they've been waiting to get rid of Dennis Schroeder. They've been
the yardage for roughing the passer.
And I've seen this before. On a screen pass, not only are you rushing the passer, you're rushing him deeper than normal. And I think a little frustration kicks in at the end. You're going to hit him anyway when you shouldn't.
Here's a give to Madison running right. And an early how do you do right there as they're going to bury him in the backfield.
Yeah, baby.
It'll go as a loss of 3 right away, and it's second down.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know, you know better than I, he has the ability to take over a game, so what do you do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, it's nothing but room to run.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. Back to throw. Bradley. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
And this opening drive not going to plan. This is now 3rd and 13. Operating from the gun, Bradley. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he will get him down a couple yards shy of the first down marker. A nice tackle coming up from his free safety spot.
And I believe that that gain on 3rd and long changes things quite a bit, because this would be a very long field goal. I wouldn't be surprised to see him go for it here.
And on their first drive, the offense staying out there. They're going to go for it on fourth. Looking to throw. Bradley. Over the middle, it's complete. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30.
And that's a big pickup of a first down. And you know that all week, both sides of the ball, offense and defense, are going through every situation. And in this case, the offensive guys had the right play dialed up because defensively, you work on fourth down situations as well.
And deflating for the defense. They can't get the stop here. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage.
Two guys that are starving to win a championship. And Joel and B, I mean, we talk about what Elijah Warren did for Houston. He's on the verge of doing that for Philly right now. I mean, the way he's playing, his skill set, and they still have wings. They still have Danny Green, Typo, Maxey. They still have wings. And a lot of coaches are
Looking to throw on second down. Bradley. They'll roll him out right. And he lost the football.
Give me that ball, baby.
And the Ravens have got it. So here are the Ravens now as they get set for their opening possession. They'll be led out by the former number 3 overall pick back in 2021. It's Trey Lance.
I guess we're going to have to nickname him the thrower, aren't we, or something like that.
After last week.
I mean, man, you're talking about over 400 yards throwing the ball. The running backs and everyone else may be looking at him like, hey, don't forget us. And he'd probably just tell him, listen, you want to get involved?
Go out.
Go out and catch some pass.
What else could be knocked from this perch? I'm with RJ. The Milwaukee Bucks are sitting around like, you guys have all the drama, yell and scream at each other, do all your back channel negotiations, trade your disgruntled stars, have vaccination issues, whatever. We'll just keep winning games. So, by the way, we don't have to we don't have to develop chemistry. We don't have any feeling out process. We'll just be cool. We'll be over here.
I like to see Giannis and Joel Embiid battle, and I'm sorry, but Giannis and Joel, I think that they could neutralize each other as far as their greatness on the court. So let's talk about the.
I'll make sure you touch it.
So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20. Following the fumble recovery, Lance. And he will find his man Ruggs. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Henry Ruggs, 81 yards. And the Ravens have taken the early lead.
Well, that's how you take advantage of an early turnover. A sudden change situation, meaning ball's turned over. How's both sides going to handle it? One side handled it way better. They went right out on the field and put the ball in the end zone.
One play, that just added insult to injury.
Yeah, that just tells you on the defensive side, they didn't come out ready to go, still reeling from the fact that the ball got turned over.
Lutz with the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. Those are the ones the offensive coordinators dream about. One-play drives from that distance. What an effort. It results in the touchdown. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25. So Pittsburgh retakes the field for their second offensive possession. And last time the turnover on the fumble, and they were in enemy territory, so that had to be very frustrating. Down on the scoreboard here, can't do it again.
You nailed every part of what was frustrating. Down on the scoreboard, had a drive going, and pushed it past the 50-yard line so they felt they were in striking distance. And to come away with nothing, not a good feeling at all, to put it mildly. Now they can't afford to do that again.
Yeah, now can they get that bad taste out of their mouth here?
They only got to play something to the tune of 16 games regular season playoffs, 2 over 2 seasons here. I had a front row seat, though, guys, to that Brooklyn Nets team.
8 yards to go on second down. running from the shotgun with Madison. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8. That last play backwards a yard. Plays like we just saw there. That's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game. And that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
And on 3rd and 8, defensively, they're going to beef up the secondary. 6 defensive backs. From the gun, Bradley. He'll fight his man, Laviska Shenault. And he will have a Steelers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, that was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to... get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
Here's Madison running on 1st down. And Madison hit and the ball pops free.
Yeah, baby.
And it's picked up by the Ravens.
What's up, baby?
And his
Take
guys
me
will
out
set
for
up
dinner.
shop at midfield at the 50-yard line.
Whenever I see a team turn it over on back-to-back drives, fumbles on their last 2, I know one person's blood pressure who is starting to rise, and that's the head coach.
Absolutely. And when's it going to go down? When they stop fumbling?
When they stop fumbling and after he's assessed the game film, and only if they manage to win the game.
Baltimore set to take over here for their 2nd possession of the game. And last time the formula was pretty simple. 1-play drive, long pass. That maybe they just want to do that again, right?
And that's exactly how you want to draw things up. Whether
I could make, I won't because I'll get yelled at for this. I mean, like, I think that the East has incredible competition right now. I mean, it feels like a 2-horse race between the Suns and the Warriors. So all season long it's going on.
Well, and speaking of the West, our Adrian Wojnarowski reported that obviously the Lakers had didn't make any deals, so now they're shifting their focus to the buyout market. So now,
I think we can talk about the Lakers focus on the buyout market, but I think the more important and pressing question is what happens with Russell Westbrook going forward. They've already started to bench him at the end of games.
your grease board, right, in your playbook, 1-play drives, exactly what you want on offense. What they have to be careful of is not having a letdown. It was fairly easy last time. They can't expect that going forward.
And we'll see if it's that easy here. And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right. So that challenge, a successful one. The fumble on 1st down. Now here's 2nd down. Following the fumble recovery, Bradley. That'll be caught right side. Shenault with it. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. Well, this defense for the Ravens, they were terrific last week in the victory over Kansas City.
But we certainly had a nice conversation with the defensive coordinator, didn't we? And what we heard, I like what we did, but we definitely need more pressure on the quarterback this week.
And he will have a Steelers first down as they're able to convert by plenty there on 3rd and 1. Now a give to Madison. And he's going to be down at the 35. Gain of 7. These are his numbers from last week's contest. And Charles, how do you think he ran the football?
I thought he definitely had his moments. I did think that they could have utilized him a little bit better, and I'm definitely going to keep an eye on him to see how they're going to use him this week.
To throw on 2nd down, Bradley. Madison's got a first down and then some. And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds. A big play that time on the catch and run.
Well, that's something that this defense is not going to be able to allow if they're going to have success here. They've got to be able to wrap up and get guys on the ground. They end up letting him get away, and it turns into a big play here early on. I can just see veteran observers of the game shaking their heads and talking about the dearth of tackling in the game today. Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these...
Got his man. It's caught for a Steelers touchdown. Laviska Shenault, his first touchdown on the year. And the Steelers are an extra point away from tying this thing up. Extra point by Sly is up and good. And that will tie our score here in this opening quarter of play. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. Baltimore set to take over here for their second possession of the game. And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time, let's see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
And you would have thought they would have been ready the last time. I mean, that's what you work on all the time. Make sure that no one gets behind you. That's the cardinal sin of defense, not giving up the long pass. They did. Let's see how they adjust.
And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. The Lance going to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And he's going to lose a yard or two. Taken down behind the line. Throwing his Lance on 3rd down. The throw for Tony is intercepted. Picked off by DJ Reed. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 for a Steeler touchdown. Slide for the PAT. And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick 6. Taken at the goal line. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And they gave up the pick 6, and now they'll be looking to right the ship here. Now, as a quarterback, are you a little more cautious this go-around?
You should be, just because after what you gave up, but you can't be so cautious as to just really take things in, and now you're not going to play loose enough to give your team a chance to score. But you still have to be careful, because those defensive guys, I know the reputation defense guys can't catch. All evidence to the contrary on that last possession, though.
Throwing now is Lance. And that is incomplete. But the pressure there on 3rd down, forcing the errant pass. 4th down coming up.
Has to be a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed on both attempts, this time on 3rd down.
Lance and company going on 4th down. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. A surprising move to go for it, and predictably, at least somewhat predictably, it doesn't pay off. And the Steelers, they're going to take over an excellent field position. On 1st down, Bradley. And they're going to get him. He's sacked back around the 28. It'll be a loss of 7 on the sack, and it brings up 2nd. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. 0 accountability, and a sack resulted.
So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
That's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating? The guys who just gave up that play.
Looking to throw on second down. Bradley. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. If they didn't have that penalty a moment ago, it'd be a first down. Still a nice 13-yard pickup. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. Operating from the gun, Bradley. This goes out wide from Madison. And they'll get to him short of the first down at about the 16. A gain of 9, not enough, and it's 4th down. Now a field goal forthcoming for the Steelers. A 33-yarder from the left hash. Through one quarter, 14-7 our score.
I mean, I would vote for MB today for MVP. That might change in a week. It might change in 3 or 4 games. But MB right now, and you put the two of them out there. If James Harden is actually healthy, right? If disinterest was his only issue, he's going to be engaged now, and he and MB would seem to me to be in the catbird seat now. Now, is Harden healthy? I mean, you know, maybe Richard and Perk have some insight here. Is into his health. This hamstring issue, which can obviously linger. But if James Harden can be the guy we saw last year, who for a while was MVP of the league, playing essentially point guard, then I think I'm not going to take the favorites. I do have Milwaukee and I have Miami because those teams are set. They don't have to figure each other out. I mean, I was with the Heat guys the other day. They feel great about their situation. We know Milwaukee does. But if we narrow this down to Philadelphia and Brooklyn, Philadelphia did great for the moment. And James Harden, we got to see, is it just being engaged that was James Harden's problem recently the last week or so in Brooklyn, or is health an issue that would bring another dynamic into play?
Park, what do you think?
Well, I think it had everything with him being engaged. And I think, look, we already, we see what James Harden do when he's under Daryl Morey. It's that bond, that relationship. And I'm telling you, you know who else is going to be motivated, who's already motivated? Joel Embiid, as if he needs any more motivation. Like, to get a player like that, and then Joel, can y'all imagine if Joel Embiid takes his game to another level? Like, is it another level he can even take his game to? He has 0 offensive flaws. He's a hell of a defender. He looks slim. And then all of a sudden, you get a James Harden. You still got wing defenders. You still got Tobias Harris. You still got all these things. And this is the thing that makes the Philadelphia 76ers so great. I was with Doc Rivers, right, when we won. Doc Rivers is a hell of a basketball coach when he's coaching offense. Guess who Rivers just got back? Coach Yates, right? And I'm glad he did because he was battling the Sixers. He's the defensive coach. You know what he did with Memphis when it was Grind City with Tony Allen. So they work as a combination like how Doc and Tibbs used to do. So now I'm looking at the 76ers team and I'm like, Joel Embiid motivated? He was already motivated?
He had to be frustrated. He had to be frustrated, Perk, in these recent weeks with Ben Simmons just out. No compensation. He's playing at the MVP level.
Today, it's Madden NFL football. It's week 5 of the NFL on EA Sports. It's the Baltimore Ravens taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers.
We are pleased as always to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. Here's a scene a short time ago. The Ravens introduced to this sellout crowd, and through a sea of pyrotechnics, out they came from the tunnel. We're set to go as the Ravens get ready to match up with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, you look at this Raven team as they get ready here. We're in October now, so everybody should be coming into form, shouldn't they?
They really should. And what you have now is a full routine established about what you want to get done and full focus on the season.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Steelers, they've been playing their best football of the year, winners of 4 in a row.
And this coaching staff has to be pleased with how their defense played last week. They held their opponents to 3 points, and that was it. If they get anything comparable to that performance, this one's in the bag.
Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports.
And this will go as a touchback, and they will begin things at the 25.
So the Steelers offense getting set for their first drive. And leading them out there, we get a look at their 6'3" quarterback.
What I enjoyed this week is that you asked to talk to his offensive center before the game and find out a little bit more about him and what the relationship is. And that was a pretty positive story, wasn't it?
Yeah, and really what I took away from that is just how it has permeated throughout the entire offensive line, the relationship they've had. It's really a group that's in sync.
They care about him. That's the thing. They really care. And when you care that much, you're going to play that much harder for him and give him a better chance to lead the team to wins.
Here's Madison running left. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. They'll try to get it on the ground with Madison, and he's going to have the 1st down yardage to the 35. Defense had a chance to get off the field here on the opening drive, couldn't do it.
I know that we go into these meetings with coaches, and sometimes maybe we can get, a little bit numb because they're always going to talk about how important 3rd down is, aren't they? Offense and defense. In this case, one capitalized, and the other, as you said, had a chance to get off the field and didn't get it done.
Well, this defense for the Ravens, they were terrific last week in the victory over Kansas City.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open field. Very few missed tackles on tape that I saw last game. This team does a nice job of getting their opponents on the ground.
Couple of 1st downs to kick off the drive. Here's 1st and 10 up at the 46. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Steps away. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards. Here comes the 7th play of this opening drive. They've moved it well, but here's 3rd down. From the gun, Bradley. A battle for it, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Andre Cisco. And the Ravens are going to take possession of the football as they force the turnover on the opening drive. So now the Ravens getting ready for their first go on offense. They'll be led out by the former number 3 overall pick back in 2021. It's Trey Lance. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. On the ground, this is Derrick Henry. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. The numbers on the ground for Henry last week. 10 carries, 56 yards.
They've won 2 straight games, and they've done it with the running game as the focal point of their offense. So in this contest, I don't think about doing anything else. I continue to ride the hot hand that I've established and lead with the runners.
And Lance's throw, it's complete into the hands of Higbee. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. Here's Lance. He'll get this complete to Kadarius Toney. And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup. Throwing again on 2nd down. Lance. And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going down. They'll wind up losing 10 on the sack, and it'll lead to a 3rd and long.
And this is what you've got to do against a quarterback like him. You've got to keep him in the pocket and not let him get to the perimeter, because once he gets outside, that's where he can really hurt you.
This is the NBA Today Trade Deadline Special.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. He's picked off near his own 48. And this one will be returned to right around the 38-yard line. Now we've got whistles, and the man slow to get up here is Jones. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Got a man. It's caught inside the 10. A big play that time through the air. 30 yards. The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's 1st and goal from just inside the 10. Operating from the gun. Bradley. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, You can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well. I'm thinking,
And caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. Laviska Shenault, his first touchdown on the year. And the Steelers have taken a first-quarter lead. Extra point by Sly is up and good, and that makes the score 7-0. Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. Here again comes the captain of this offense, leading his crew back out there now. And he'll look to rebound from the early interception that led to 6 points the other way.
And when he threw the interception and he had to come to the sideline, I guarantee his first thought wasn't about the interception itself, but what could result. And I know he was thinking to himself, come on, defense, bail me out. Well, they weren't able to in this situation. Now he's got to go out and atone for it himself, but he can't force things.
Here's the first carry for Tariq Cohen.
I know what you're thinking out there. I know a lot of you are thinking, take a shot downfield. It's a great spot for it. I'd say maybe later in the game, definitely in the second half. But right now, I think they were just trying to get some momentum built. Get a first down, pick it up, and keep moving.
Now a nice throw here right side. He hauls it in. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds.
Oh, that was a nice job there. Quarterback and receiver reading the pressure that was brought. They both knew it was going to open up the middle of the field. Nice little shake and bake at the line of scrimmage. Got right into his route. And the quarterback hit him in stride, and he was able to run free after the catch.
3 yards the gain there, second down. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. Off of play action, here's Lance. There goes a deep ball, end zone. And that will fall incomplete. Oh, they took a shot there on what will turn out to be the final play of this first quarter. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Now a handoff to Henry. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. 5 yards, now it's 3rd and 5.
That second down play call was not to pick up the first down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable 3rd down because they had incompletion on first down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
On 3rd down, Henry. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. They'll run for it with Henry. And he gets this down to the 18, good enough for a first down. Remember, that was 4th and a full 2 yards. There's a big difference between that and 4th and maybe 6 inches or a yard.
Yeah, you're exactly right, because when it's that 6 inches, you just fall forward and you pick it up, right? You just go quarterback sneak. But having to move bodies, that means you actually have to execute because they know what you're going to do. How are you going to make the right play call and get everyone into the right spot and win at the line of scrimmage? That's what they did there. I hope we give enough respect to the big guys up front because they have been getting it done on this drive. The holes have been large, and they've been barreling through them, picking up first downs.
the Jets sweep. Here comes Tony. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Baltimore. Kadarius Toney, his first touchdown on the year. And the Ravens are an extra point away from tying the football game. Well, we've talked about it before. You know, this jet sweep, something a lot of teams like to run nowadays, and this one winds up in the end zone.
And it is all about creating different ways to get the ball in the hands of your playmakers. And wasn't it interesting that prior to this game, the head coach told us, I saw this sitting in my chair watching a Tuesday night college game and decided to implement it myself.
Lutt's good on the extra point, and we are tied here in the second quarter. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback. The Steelers offense now, they head back onto the field. And they are trying to create some separation within the division. And look, CD, I know that this is still the first half of the season, but this is a big matchup no matter where it falls because these are the top two teams right now in that division.
And if you can build a bit of a cushion as you head towards the second part of the season, that allows you to survive the expected injuries, potential upset losses, all of those things, and still be in good shape.
On second down, this is Madison. Dancing away at the 35. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
A good run there off right tackle in an old school NFL football. The right side of the offensive line, often known as the nasty side. The left side, usually the technical side. Kind of reminds me of the old Atlanta Falcons 2009-2010. That's how they constructed their offensive line.
They go play action here on first down. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. It'll be a loss of 7 on the sack, and it brings up second.
What a nice read and play by the defensive tackle. Never bought the play action fake. Went right for the quarterback and put him on the ground.
To throw on second down, Bradley. And a loose football. And it's picked up by the Ravens. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. Had some good yardage there, too, before he fumbled that football, Charles.
Yeah, just think about it this way. Running backs, as a general rule, they kind of know when the
drop. Let's go.
Right? They protect the football. Sometimes quarterbacks forget that out in the open field. After a while, you start to wonder, does the running back coach visit the quarterback coach and say, hey, I can help you with this. We can protect this and make sure we keep the ball.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Following the fumble recovery, Lance. The screen pass here to Cohen. And some room to maneuver. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. On 2nd and 9, Lance. Looking in zone, but it's incomplete.
That was a touchdown if he could have hung on. Instead, it was a well-timed collision to jar that one free.
After an incomplete pass on second down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Here's Lance to throw it. Flush to his right. And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7.
These type of plays are backbreakers for a defense. They thought they had him hemmed in, thought they were going to get him on the ground with the pass rush, but were unable to do so. He gets away, picks up a big first down, and sets up 1st and goal inside the 10.
They'll try and run for it with Henry. Showed off the toughness, but still corralled shy of the 5 at the 6. The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on 2nd and goal. They'll give Henry another shot. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. Give him right around 4 on the carry. We'll see if they want to keep pounding here on 3rd and goal. Now Lance. Got a man, it's caught for a Ravens touchdown. John Bates, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Ravens have taken the lead. CD for them. This has just been an offensive explosion here in the 2nd quarter.
Yeah, held scoreless in the 1st quarter. Now they find the end zone again here in the 2nd. Sometimes you just have to have some patience. A lot of people think it's always an adjustment. You have to change what you're doing. Sometimes you just have to do your game plan just a little bit better. And I think that's part of what we're seeing here.
Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. From the 10. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up. And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the 2nd quarter. 14-7.
That's the game plan. Stick to it. There are lots of ways to love that chicken from Popeyes. Like our sandwich and our nuggets. Both are marinated for 12 hours and freshly prepared, so every bite is crunchy and juicy. Get them today for only $3.99.
Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan, coach. And oh, he coughed it up, and it's picked up by the Ravens.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, as quarterback trying to scramble. Make that nigga pay. He fumbled 4 times
Not only
this
to
game.
force the fumble, obviously, but to return it for a touchdown.
And I know it's no fun for anyone who plays offense, but isn't it fun to see how a defense rallies when there's a fumble return and everyone tries to find someone to block and bring it all the way home?
I always like their celebrations because they don't get there that often.
No, they're not choreographed very well usually.
Lutz to try to add the PAT. It's good, and it is now 21-7. So not only the...
Stay hydrated. Stay water. Take a water break and moderate your drinking on game day. 62 tabs open and no idea if you've been approved for a good credit card. But you've overcome uncertainty before? Like when you weren't sure singing to the woman across the bar would get her attention.
But then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way. The fumble return for a touchdown. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line. Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again. He's just been looking for some space. I'm not going to pin it on him or the offensive line, but they need to get this run game going better.
Sometimes you just have to credit the defense. They came in with a plan themselves. So I think now you try and mix things up a little bit. Get the ball in the hands of some other people, find some other playmakers, but always let the defense believe.
And now a fumble. The ball's out, and the Ravens have got it.
Boy, let's go. 4 fumbles.
Well, that's unfortunate because he had a nice run going, but give credit to the defense. They got a hand in the cookie jar there, CD.
You have to think about vision, finding a place to get down after you know you've gotten all you can out of a run, and obviously ball security is paramount. In today's football, everyone's coming after the rock. You've got to make sure you protect it and protect the yardage you just gained.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Following the fumble recovery, Lance. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. A shotgun handoff to Henry. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. And now they're in the hurry-up. Lance now to throw.
Shit.
And oh no, it's incomplete. Well, it's a touchdown if he holds on, but somehow took his eyes off of it, falls to the ground, and brings up 4th down. Now the Ravens bring out the field goal unit here. Spotted at the left hash, this from 45. And Lutz puts this one through. And that'll push the lead up to 17. So they recovered the fumble, but ultimately could not take advantage of the short field.
Definitely a lost opportunity right there. I mean, they were in prime position to put 6 on the board. Ended up settling for 3.
And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. They've given him some touches. They haven't had a lot of success on the ground. Do you maybe keep going to that well, or do you mix it up more?
I think you mix it up more. Try and loosen things up. Get the defense to react to other plays, but don't forget about it. That's your horse. You know, Secretary lost twice in his career.
That's so educational. That's very true, kids. Look it up. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better. Got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They've got to find a way to bring those 2 elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1. On 3rd down, they run with Madison.
Shit.
Madison's got a first down and then some. And he'll get this down to the 39-yard line. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Back to throw. Bradley to Evans on the slant. Now the Steelers use the second of their 3 timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. A 1st and 10 here. You know, if they could just get 3 out of this, there's something about narrowing it to a 2-score game at half that makes it feel like much less of an obstacle. Uses the stiff arm. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down.
Now, that was not a bad scramble there on 1st down. He didn't force it, nor did he throw it away. He was able to take off, and now he made it a very manageable 2nd and short.
Dog, what? He dropped
it. 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete.
I know we're just in the 2nd quarter.
What the fuck was I?
There's a ways to go in.
Rebuild is going to be Portland. How do they shape up that roster? Zion Williamson. Nobody's talked about Zion. Extension eligible.
Can I say one thing real quick? Everybody, I want you to stay really focused here. See, this PO means player option, right? He's opting in. See this right here? This is player option. It's like $50 million. What's the
game? But that's his 2nd drop. I'm wondering if that's a little bit of an alarm bell for them when they start calling plays on the offensive side of the ball.
His eyes already looking upfield on that last one before he brought it in. So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he's able to pick up the first down before he's tackled right at the 10. Now here's a timeout as they're going to get it with 8 seconds remaining here in the first half. This is 1st and goal and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime. Looking to throw. Bradley. In trouble, and he'll go
Yeah.
So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thank you very much. More from you two in just a bit. But first, let's get everybody caught up with what's going on around the NFL here in Week 5. We'll begin out west at Levi Stadium in Santa Clara. And it's the Cardinals who have the lead as they play the 2nd quarter. The Cardinals looking to sew that one up, and they look to be in pretty good shape. From there, we'll head east to check on the Panthers at home at Bank of America Stadium in Charlotte. And things didn't go so well as it was the visiting Raiders who come in and grab the victory. Javonte Williams, well over 100 yards on the ground with a pair of touchdown runs. Lastly, we head to Gillette Stadium in Foxborough, check on the Patriots. And it was the visiting Dolphins who were able to get the victory. Tua Tagovailoa, a strong performance there, over 300 yards passing with 3 touchdowns in the victory. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a back-and-forth first half. Who can put it together in the 2nd half? For the answer, we turn it back over to our broadcast teams of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Ravens ready to receive it, and they've got the lead as well as we resume play in the 2nd half. This fielded right at the goal line. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. The Raven offense set to start this 3rd quarter. So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20. 2nd half begins with a run by Henry. And he'll push forward for about 4 up to the 23.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
On second down now, it's Cohen, and he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they are playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. To throw, it's Lance. That's into the hands of his tight end, Bates. And they're going to hurry back to the line now. On second down, Gainwell looking for space. They find some open field here. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. They've got the lead early here in the 3rd quarter, and runs like that are how they establish that lead in the first half.
I love the fact that you're using the word lead because they are leading from the front, pounding on the defense right now with the running game, and truly establishing themselves here in the second half.
Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 47. Lance looking to throw it. Gets this to his running back, Tariq Cohen. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42. And they're going to speed things up here. Looking to throw again on second down. Lance. That's caught. It's Dan Arnold, the tight end. First down, a run with Cohen. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at second down.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
They keep it on the ground. This time it's Henry. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8. That last play backwards a yard. Back to throw. Lance. Flushed out right. Space to run past the 20. And Lance will have the first down as he's able to slide to avoid the contact there at the end of the play.
When they watch film of this game and hand out the grade sheets, he's going to really like getting a double plus on this play. Why? He scrambles and picks up a first down. But what else does he do? Protects himself by sliding and avoiding the big hit. Double plus, big-time play.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone.
Containing him is becoming a big problem. We've already seen this once earlier on this drive.
Yeah, and so now 2 times this has happened. Do you adjust something?
Yeah, I think you do. I think you got to start thinking about your rush lanes. Try not to either get too wide or too narrow. Make sure someone is there waiting for him to take off.
And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. Back at the 2 now. Here's 2nd and goal. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And it's caught. Touchdown. A great effort there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Ravens take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead.
No lead safe in the new NFL, but this score is really going to give them some needed breathing room.
Lutz will look to add the extra point. And the lead is now 24. So that drive, 12 plays in length. And the gadget play gets him into the end zone. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. Time for the Steelers offense now to get set for their first possession of half number 2. They are right now just ice cold. I mean, they have struggled big time in this game, and they're getting blown out. How do they adjust?
So tough because we always talk about it being a team game, and you need all 11 working well together. But every now and then, partner, you need that one.
Let's go. I'm telling you.
Cleveland Farrell able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon. Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack. From the gun, Bradley. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down.
Normally we're talking about a quarterback duel where they're matching each other pass for pass. How about the footwork in this one? Both of these guys running the ball well.
Yeah, they've mixed in the run game. You're exactly right. Now, both coaches might not like how much their quarterbacks have taken off, but another example right there of just good mobility. And out across midfield down to the 45.
When Mike Evans sees man coverage, I don't think he's the only guy who gets excited. I'll guarantee the guy throwing the ball does, because guess what? He's got a lot of options about where to place it because of Mike Evans' size and frame.
Oops,
yeah, he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right in a yard. And just a yard to go here on 2nd down. Looking to throw. Bradley over the middle to Evans.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. On the handoff, it's Madison. He gets it forward for 4, maybe 5, but the flags fly. And this one could be coming back.
Hey, baby, this ain't good enough for us.
That
Yep. Oh, wow. That's a good call. Let me go.
The right guard sending him backwards.
And so many different types of guys rotate in on the defensive line now, depending on situations. You can get the bulky guy, the fast guy. No matter what, though, you can't hold them.
Again, he'll drop to throw. And finding the tight end, Hooper. And in for the Steelers touchdown. Austin Hooper. His first touchdown on the year. And the Steelers are able to get a score back in the final stages of this 3rd quarter.
For a big tight end, he can sure move like a slot receiver when he gets a head of steam going. And as a defensive back, you've got a big decision to make when he's moving like that.
And now the Steeler offense staying out there, and they'll go for 2. They'll try and throw for it.
It's complete, and he'll find his way in for 2, and we're back to a 2-score game. The lead's cut to 16. Well, it's still an uphill battle from here, that's for sure, but that makes it a 2-score game.
And now we see why teams practice so much on the 2-point conversion, why you have more than one play ready, because you may need multiples throughout a ball game. There's a great example right there.
3 quarters in the books. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Now, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
So he was holding from that left tackle position.
Everyone tries to keep their hands inside when they're blocking ever since they liberalized the rules where you can extend them out. But sometimes they get out a little wide and they get detected grabbing some cloth.
After the penalty, it's Henry. And able to find a little space. He gets this up over the 15 to the 16. 4 yards on the pickup. It'll be 2nd down. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely. You want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
On 2nd and 15 now. Lance. And he completes it to Cohen. And this one will go to the 28-yard line.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
Shotgun now for Lance. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down. The Ravens send their punter out now. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the 4th quarter. This is taken at the 23. A 46-yard boot, but just 36 following a pretty decent return of 10 yards. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Throwing to start the drive. Bradley. And he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage as he's going to be taken down. It was the safety blitz that ultimately did the job, and they're going to credit him with a sack. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Bradley fights loose. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. And the Steelers on 3rd down. They've been good. 3 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. Back to throw. Bradley. And he can only manage to take this thing to the 38. Well shy of the 1st down. He opted to go with a scramble, gets 2 yards, and now it's 4th.
He certainly had plenty of success running the ball, and right now I'm getting the sense that he's looking to take off and run every time he steps back to throw it.
But they did a nice job there collapsing on him and holding him to a short gain. Now they go for it on 4th, but this one is going to wind up incomplete. The Steelers try it, but they come up empty on 4th down. And the Ravens get the football back and in great shape. So they really needed points here in a 2-score game. Could not come away with anything there on 4th.
And while we know they're a little bit discouraged here, they can't check out of this game. You and I have called a good number of games over the course of our career where we've seen these types of situations. Teams get the ball back, and that miracle does occur. So they can't let that dream go just yet. They have to get stout on defense here.
Yeah, right now really hoping for a turnover. From the 29, Lance.
He caught it.
That's Henry Ruggs.
He caught it.
When you have someone throwing it that well, that confidently, You don't have to. Game in fear at all, do you? You just go ahead and play.
Yep, confidence with a lead to throw it here in the fourth, and boom, he's on the money.
Yeah, you don't have to tuck your head in and go like turtle at this point. You can just go ahead and play.
Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry up. Derrick Henry. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line.
From the 5, 2nd and 4.
Again to Henry. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Derrick Henry, his 4th touchdown on the year.
And the Ravens are closing in on a 3rd straight win as they widen the gap further here in the fourth quarter. So, CD, there didn't seem to be much resistance there down near the goal line.
Yeah, partner, from what I saw there, not a real good job of matching up defensively because to me, they looked like they were just in their base 3-4 package. You need bigger bodies in there in a goal line type situation. The 3-4, fine between the 20s, but not down here when you're guarding your end zone.
Lutz to try to add the PAT. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And Derrick Henry able to finish it off with a touchdown run. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown.
And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line.
Pittsburgh's offense now heading back out onto the field.
And their 4-game win streak very much in jeopardy as they go to work here late with a 1st and 10.
Throwing to start the drive. Bradley. He's got Hooper on the short connection. He's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. They're looking at 2nd down now as they search for a consolation score. Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
And this defense going to bring out a couple extra DBs here on 3rd and a yard.
Looking to throw. Bradley. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that is caught one-handed. Oh, my, he pulled it in. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. Now you've got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set. They'll look to throw again. He's got Hooper on the short connection. A gain of 4 last play. They double that here and get 8. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
And eventually taken down here. Great coverage downfield. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Throwing on 3rd and long. Bradley going for it all. Got his man. It's caught for a Steelers touchdown.
LaVisca should...
With 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Steelers are able to cut into that deficit. He's got it. So they convert to 2. That keeps their slim hopes alive as we're back to a 2-score game. He hits the big target for the 2-point try. Defenses hate those guys, especially around the goal line.
It's hard to decide who you're going to put on him. Are you going to put a smaller corner on him? Are you going to put a safety who doesn't have maybe the same coverage skills? How about a linebacker? He may have the size, but he's not used to really covering in space. That's why the tight end gives you such a great advantage when you're throwing the football.
They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think pressure comes and the Steelers take him down. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play. That one looks like he'll throw here.
He'll let this go deep for Ruggs.
And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
On 3rd and long, it's Lance. He'll let this go deep for Ruggs.
That's caught inside the 20. The Steelers signal for the second of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds.
Good job, Corey.
To go in the game. So after the big play, look at this, all the way down at the 15 now on 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw.
That's complete to Tony.
Now the Steelers going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they get it with just 19 seconds left on the clock. To throw again on 2nd down. Lance. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes in bounds. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
Timing is everything, and they work on this cut all the time. They work on all the timing patterns, and this time it paid off for them. Worked him to the center of the field, cut it to the outside, ball's delivered, gets both feet down for the completion.
Lance looking to throw on 3rd and 2. The quick slant caught. And he'll be brought down with the first down and a late flag here, too. And he may get a few more tacked on for good measure. So give him the yardage on the pass and half the distance to the goal line.
Because they're inside the 30, so now you don't march off the full 15, right? You have half the distance to the goal. In any event, that's precious real estate given up.
So now after the face mask penalty, here's 1st and goal. Lance going to sneak it, and he will take it in for a Ravens touchdown. Trey Lance keeping it himself from a yard out. And the Ravens have pretty well put it away here in the 4th quarter.
Well, this is long since over, and some might see this as overkill, but remember, this is a team that puts on the hard hats, grabs the lunch pail, and tells everyone, we're going to give you a full 60 minutes. And that's exactly how they're playing this one out.
So the Ravens will keep the offense on the field as they're going to go for 2. They'll look to throw. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. Should have been picked. Probably doesn't matter on a 2-point game. But still, as a former DB, you want to grab that ball when you can, don't you?
You certainly do, and don't say it, because I know you're thinking it. Don't say it.
What am I thinking?
You know what I know what you're thinking. Well, if he'd had hands, he'd be playing on offense, right?
That's true. You've said that before. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
So this helps to start a drive. After the penalty, it'll be 1st and 5. And with just inside of 10 seconds to go, they'll burn their final timeout. 9 seconds left. Back to throw. Bradley.
Got him.
And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. It looks like a 12-yard loss there on the first down sack. Offensively, they're going to have to figure this out before next week. 7 sacks in one game.
Yeah, and that's more than any quarterback should have to bear. And if this continues on, there will be another quarterback in the game because no one can stand up to this week after week.
That'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our hardworking crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, find us on Twitter at EA Madden NFL. The Ravens are victorious here as we say so long from Baltimore.